Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're powder coating a BMX frame from, I think it's the late 80s, early 90s. It's a Haro or Haro 2, I believe. It's not sure how you pronounce it, but we got the frame in here. It is going in the Ford Light Blue from Columbia Coatings. So we're gonna be basically gonna put it in the oven. It's been blasted, completely blasted, chromoly frame. We're gonna put it in the oven. We're gonna outgas it for a little while. Make sure we're good, and then we're gonna hit it with a primer and then come out of that and then gonna go for the Ford Light Blue because it's very, very similar to the actual OEM Haro color. Haro. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right.
I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fame. And she look better in bed. Never walk this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget.
So first things first, we're gonna fire up our oven, set it to 400 degrees. We'll leave it in there for about an hour. Let things come up to temperature, burn any impurities off. Take it out, let it cool back down. We're gonna hit it with some epoxy primer until it just flows out. So it's gonna still be shiny. You don't wanna cure your primer. Then take it out, let it cool. We're gonna top coat it with the Ford Light Blue. All right, let's do it. All right, guys, we got the frame out of the oven, all out gas. We got our Hyper Smooth 03 LED all set up. So we're running around 75 kilovolts. 4 pounds-ish. We're not using the big hopper, so we're not vibrating it. We're using the Vortex cup. We're gonna start with a standard smaller nozzle here. We got our flashlight holder on as well. And then we have our multi-coat nozzle we'll be using as well. So now that the frame's been outgassed, we went ahead and taped off and or plugged off any areas we don't want powder to go. In here, it's as easy to blow it off or vacuum it out gently. Not as critical as like threaded holes or anything like that. So again, this has been media blasted. It has now been outgassed. So now we're gonna apply that Columbia Coatings epoxy primer. We're gonna blow it off one final time, and we're gonna lay that primer on. Guys, we got a good layer of our epoxy primer on there. So now with the oven set, and different primers are different, but at least with Columbia Coatings, the epoxy primer, is we get our oven temperature set to 400 degrees, put the part in, and you're not letting the part come up to temperature for full cure. You're just leaving it in there long enough into our oven, which I gotta turn back on, to go ahead and flow out, meaning that primer gets shiny. It kind of gets like glossy. And that means it's done, it's ready, pull it out, it's ready for a top coat. If you completely cure this thing until it's flat, your adhesion's not gonna be that great. So the key is to get it on that glossy when it flashes over, pull it out, and go to your top coat after it cools. So before we throw it in there, we're gonna kind of just clean off some of our areas we don't want powder with some compressed air, but otherwise she's ready to go. All right guys, I think we're ready. Again, it's just flowed out, so it's still glossy, and that's what we want. I took a peek, so I know it's pretty much ready, but I'm gonna go in here and grab it and put it onto the spray booth and let it cool off so we can go ahead and go into the blue. But you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the gloss goes on it. Still has a shine to it, and if that goes in the oven too long, it basically full cures. It's hard to catch it on camera here, but she's got a nice sheen to it still, like a semi-gloss, which is perfect. So once this cools off, we're gonna hit it with the Ford Light Blue, and it's real close to that Haro color. We also got a couple Bombardier snowmobile heads going that are gonna be, well, primer and then bangle silver and then red. So these are gonna be pretty fancy too when they're done. Maybe I'll throw that in there, at least show you what it looks like in the end. All right guys, we got our Ford Light Blue all loaded up in our gun. Again, with the Vortex cup. We got our multi-coat nozzle on there. We got it fired up around 100 kilovolts because this is the second coat in a multi-coat nozzle. We got a good spray pattern coming out of that thing too. So that is key to getting a nice even coat. So again, we're letting this cool. We're gonna bring it back over here, give this thing a layer of blue, blow it off, put her back in, and see the results. I like to work from the top down. Again, it's not rocket science, but it's being consistent and being thorough with your coating, because it doesn't take much of a light area and it's going to show. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this thing sprayed out here. And I'll give you a little peek before we put it in the oven. How's that? Alright, the blue's in here. It's been in here for like 5 minutes now. The oven's back up to temperature. We're gonna take a peek. Although it is flowed out and it is freaking beautiful. Oh man, he's gonna love this. Now we're gonna let the part temperature come up to 400 and fully cure. So just because your oven's at 400 does not mean that your part temperature is 400, and that is critical in the curing process. So things you learn over time is when it tells you 10 minutes at 400 degrees, that's not put it in the oven and time off 10 minutes. That's when your substrate or your base material, whatever you're spraying or powder coating, has come up to 400 degrees. So keep that in mind, people that are beginning and everything. Just little tips and stuff that you learn along the way, as well as myself. And I continue to learn. So just wanted to share that as well. So once that comes up to temperature, 400 degrees, we check that with our temp gun. We'll then start the timer at 10 minutes. It'll be fully cured. We'll take it out, show you the results. It's gonna look nice. All right, well, the frame is cooling. I went ahead and cleaned out our Hyper Smooth 03 LED gun from Columbia Coatings. It's been a great gun. It's been a great setup. The Columbia Coatings products, as you can see, we have tons of them, have been great. We've had great luck with them, to be honest with you. But let me set that up so we can see it in some good light, and I think you're gonna like it. All right, here it is, guys. The Ford Light Blue, all done, all cooled off on this Haro frame. This came out really nice. I'm super happy with it. We went with the epoxy primer, and then, like I said, a partial cure, and then went ahead and hit it with the Ford Light Blue from Columbia Coatings. It's a super nice blue, and as you can see, we were trying to come as close as we could to that factory Haro color, and I think we got it. Between the customer and myself finding something that was as close as we could get, I think we're pretty much there, and I think he's gonna be really happy with it. I know I am. Super cool. I haven't done a BMX frame in quite some time, so love seeing these things come back to life. That is so awesome. I can't wait to see this bike back together, because actually it's going to some bike shows, I believe. You guys, throw a little bonus footage in here. So on this snowmobile head, just to kind of give you a rundown, we went ahead and obviously blasted it, and then we used epoxy primer, and then we went on with the Bengal silver to get all these risen spots into a silver. But now we're in the process of vacuuming off all, and then we put this, then we float out the Bengal silver, then we let it cool, take it back out and do everything in Super Mirror Red, and now we're cleaning off the red, off the silver, what we want only the silver to show through with the red in the background. So pretty challenging, but I'll show you the results here when we get it finished, cleaned off. This is the head to a triple snowmobile that we did, and it started off really nasty, purple, flaking, corroded, gross, sandblasted, sanded, primered, then put it in the Bengal silver for the risen spots, and then the whole thing in the Super Mirror Red. So that's just another thing that we can do here at Flip and Customize. Pretty cool. Customer's gonna be happy with that one. All right, guys, here's another view of the Haro frame that we just did in the Ford Light Blue. And that was when the epoxy primer and then top coated in the Ford Light Blue from Columbia Coatings. Kind of took you through some of the steps of the process itself. And I think we did pretty good as far as matching the OEM Haro color. I think the customer will be pretty darn happy with that. So again, I try to do a few of these powder coating videos and how-tos. If you guys want to see something specific, drop a comment, let me know. Just drop a comment in general. Let me know if you liked it, if you want to see more of the powder coating videos. Thanks for watching, everybody. Scott, Flip and Customized.